Okay, so the term species in this context just means a type of something. I think that's actually the technical definition of the word species. So when we say first species counterpoint, what we're talking about is the first type of counterpoint. There's second species counterpoint, the second type of counterpoint, right? So the species word really just means the rules are slightly different for first species, then second species, then third species, then fourth species. There are typically four different kinds of counterpoint, four different sets of rules. And from a very simplified perspective, it gets more complicated as you get into the higher intervals or into the higher species. So first species has certain rules that get more complicated in second species. Those get more complicated in third species. Those get more complicated in fourth species. So what we're going to look at primarily is first species counterpoint. We'll dabble a little bit into second and third, but typically when we learn counterpoint, we focus a lot of time on first species counterpoint, and then we start going into the rules of second and third. So we'll see if we get there in this class. I'll probably break out a whole separate class on second and third species counterpoint shortly. But for this section of the class, I really just want to get us going on first species counterpoint, because that's, to me personally, as a composer, kind of the most important, actually, because it shows you, voice leading, which we've just talked about, things you can do with harmony, and leaps and steps and all these other things that we're going to talk about shortly in really useful ways. So I like to not get too bogged down with all of the rules of this and that, but first species is a really great way to just kind of dive in.